If you are 60 plus, there are foods sitting in your kitchen right now that are slowly stealing years from your life. You eat them every day thinking they're harmless, maybe even healthy. But here's the shocking truth. These common foods are quietly damaging your heart, weakening your immune system, and accelerating aging in ways you never imagined. Nancy, a vibrant 68-year-old from Ohio, thought she was eating healthy. She had her morning toast, her afternoon snacks, and her convenient frozen dinners. She felt fine, energetic even. But during her routine checkup, her doctor delivered news that changed everything. Her blood pressure had skyrocketed, her cholesterol was through the roof, and her inflammation markers were dangerously high. The culprit, not genetics, not bad luck, but the very foods she thought were keeping her healthy. The truth is, after 60, your body changes in ways that make certain foods toxic to your system. What didn't hurt you at 40 can be deadly at 65. Your metabolism slows down, your immune system becomes more vulnerable, and your ability to process certain ingredients weakens dramatically. But here's what the food industry doesn't want you to know. They're counting on you not understanding these changes. Today, I'm going to reveal the 12 foods that are secretly sabotaging your health after 60. Some of these will shock you. Some you might be eating multiple times a day. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid and what to replace them with. Your future self will thank you for watching this. Let's dive into the first killer food that's probably in your pantry right now. Sign number 1. Processed deli meats are silent killers. The first food, slowly killing people over 60, is processed deli meat, that turkey sandwich you're having for lunch. Those ham slices you grab for a quick snack. They're loaded with preservatives, nitrates, and astronomical amounts of sodium that your aging body simply cannot handle. Here's what happens in your body after 60. Your kidneys don't filter sodium as efficiently as they used to. Diets higher in sodium are associated with an increased risk of developing high blood pressure, which can raise the risk of heart attacks, heart failure, stroke, kidney disease, and blindness. A single serving of processed deli meat can contain up to 1,200 milligrams of sodium. That's more than half your daily limit in just a few thin slices. Meet Joe, a 62-year-old retired teacher. He was having deli turkey sandwiches every day for lunch, thinking he was making a healthy choice. Over 6 months, his blood pressure went from normal to dangerously high. His doctor told him he was on the fast track to a heart attack. When Joe eliminated processed meats and switched to fresh grilled chicken, his blood pressure normalized within 2 months. Ask yourself this: when you reach for that convenient package of lunch meat, are you really choosing convenience over your life? The good news is, there are simple swaps. Fresh roasted chicken, turkey you cook yourself, or even canned salmon with no added sodium can give you the protein you need without the health risks. Sign number 2. White bread and refined carbs are aging accelerators. The second food that's quietly destroying your health is white bread and all refined carbohydrates. That morning toast, those dinner rolls, the white pasta you love. They're all sending your blood sugar on a dangerous roller coaster that your body can't handle anymore. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at processing carbohydrates. Your cells become more resistant to insulin, and those quick spikes in blood sugar cause inflammation throughout your body. No longer are we dying of nutrient deficiency diseases like scurvy, as much as we're dying from nutrient excess diseases like obesity and heart disease. White bread is the perfect example. It's been stripped of all nutrients and loaded with empty calories that turn to sugar in your bloodstream within minutes. Sarah, a 65-year-old grandmother, couldn't understand why she felt exhausted every afternoon. She'd have her usual breakfast of toast and jam, feel energetic for an hour, then crash completely. Her doctor explained that the refined carbs were causing her blood sugar to spike and crash repeatedly throughout the day. When she switched to steel-cut oats and whole grain bread, her energy levels stabilized, and she felt 10 years younger. Have you noticed that afternoon energy crash? It might not be age, it might be what you're eating for breakfast. The truth is, whole grains provide sustained energy and actually help regulate blood sugar instead of spiking it. If you're still watching and learning something new, comment the number 1 below. I want to see how many of you are discovering these hidden health destroyers. Sign number 3. Sugary drinks are liquid death. The third killer, food, and this one might surprise you, is fruit juice and any sugary drink. Yes, even that healthy orange juice you have with breakfast is slowly poisoning your system. Here's the scary reality. The World Health Organization recommends we reduce our added sugars, along with consumption of salt, trans fats, and saturated fats, because consumption of such foods may be the cause of at least 14 million deaths every year from chronic diseases. One glass of orange juice contains as much sugar as a can of soda, about 6 to 8 teaspoons of pure sugar. But here's what's worse for people over 60. Your liver can't process this sugar overload like it used to. The excess sugar gets converted to fat, stored around your organs, and triggers inflammatory responses that damage your heart and brain. Think about Tom, a 61-year-old who prided himself on avoiding soda, but drank 2 glasses of apple juice every day. He thought he was being healthy, but his triglycerides shot through the roof. He gained 15 pounds around his midsection, and he developed pre-diabetes. The moment he eliminated fruit juices and started eating whole fruits instead, his numbers improved dramatically. When you drink fruit juice, you're getting all the sugar without the fiber that would slow its absorption. Ask yourself, is that morning glass of juice worth the damage it's doing to your body? The good news is that whole fruits provide the sweetness you crave, along with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that actually benefit your health. Sign number 4, fried foods are heart attack magnets. The fourth food that's slowly killing people over 60 is anything fried. Your body after 60 simply cannot process these damaged fats the way it used to. When oils are heated to frying temperatures, they create compounds that trigger inflammation throughout your body. This inflammation damages your arteries, makes your blood more likely to clot, and dramatically increases your risk of heart attack and stroke. Fried foods are especially unhealthy for seniors, as they are high in saturated and trans fats. Consider Maria, a 67-year-old who loved her weekly fish and chips dinner. She figured since it was fish, it had to be healthy. But after months of chest pains and shortness of breath, her cardiologist found significant blockages in her arteries. The damaged fats from fried foods had been accumulating in her arteries for years. When she switched to baked fish with herbs, not only did her symptoms improve, but her next heart scan showed clearer arteries. Your liver has to work overtime to try to process them, and much of the damage simply accumulates over time. The truth is, you can make foods just as delicious using healthier cooking methods. Baking, grilling, steaming, or air frying can give you the flavors you love without the health risks. Sign number 5. Ultra-processed snack foods are addiction machines. The fifth food, slowly destroying your health, is ultra-processed snack foods. Chips, crackers, cookies, and anything that comes in a crinkly package with ingredients you can't pronounce. The findings strongly suggested that it wasn't just salt, sugar, and fat, but something about the highly processed nature of these foods itself that was propelling people to overeat and gain weight. These foods are literally engineered to be addictive. They hit the perfect combination of salt, sugar, and fat that triggers pleasure centers in your brain, making you crave more inflammatory compounds that your aging immune system can't efficiently clear out. They accumulate in your joints, your organs, and your brain, contributing to arthritis, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Robert, a 64-year-old retiree, couldn't understand why his joints ached constantly. He was moderately active, not overweight, but every morning he woke up stiff and sore. His weakness, a bag of chips every evening while watching TV. When his daughter convinced him to track his food for a week, he was shocked to discover he was eating processed snacks multiple times a day without even realizing it. After eliminating these foods and switching to nuts and fresh fruit, his joint pain decreased by 80% within a month. Consuming highly processed and ultra-processed foods is generally considered not healthful at any age. But because these foods often have high levels of sodium, they're particularly dangerous for seniors whose bodies can't handle the excess salt and chemical additives. Think about your snacking habits. Are you reaching for packages or fresh foods? Your body will tell you the difference in how you feel. Sign number 6. Soft cheeses are bacteria breeding grounds. The sixth food that can be dangerous for people over 60 might surprise you. Soft, unpasteurized cheeses. Soft cheeses like brie, chèvre, camembert, and blue cheese are generally unpasteurized, and such, they can allow bacteria to breed in large amounts. While these soft cheese varieties may not be as much of an illness threat for younger people, they can harm seniors with a compromised immune system. After 60, your immune system isn't as robust as it once was. What might cause a mild stomach upset in a younger person can lead to serious foodborne illness in seniors. The bacteria that can grow in soft cheeses, like Listeria, can cause severe infections that can be life-threatening for older adults. Eleanor, a 69-year-old cheese lover, ended up in the hospital with a severe Listeria infection after eating imported brie at a dinner party. What started as mild flu-like symptoms escalated quickly, and she spent a week in intensive care. Her doctor explained that her age made her particularly vulnerable to this type of bacterial infection. This doesn't mean you have to give up cheese entirely. Hard cheeses, like aged cheddar, Swiss, and Parmesan, are much safer because their aging process and lower moisture content make it difficult for harmful bacteria to grow. There are so many delicious, safe alternatives that can satisfy your cheese cravings without putting your health in danger. If you're still learning and want to protect your health, comment the number 2 below. I want to know you're taking this seriously. Sign number 7. High-sodium canned soups are blood pressure bombs. The 7th food silently damaging your health is canned soup. You might think soup is healthy, and homemade soup can be wonderful. But most canned soups are loaded with sodium that can be deadly for people over 60. One can of regular chicken noodle soup can contain over 2,000 milligrams of sodium. That's almost an entire day's worth in just one bowl. The main culprits: processed foods, such as frozen foods, snack foods, salad dressings, and lunch meats. Canned soups fall into this category of hidden sodium sources. After 60, your body retains sodium more readily, which forces your heart to work harder to pump blood through your system. This constant strain weakens your heart over time and dramatically increases your risk of heart failure. Frank, a 63-year-old man living alone, relied on canned soup for quick, easy meals. He thought he was making a healthy choice. After all, it was soup, not fast food. But during a routine checkup, his doctor was alarmed by his blood pressure readings. When they analyzed his diet, they discovered Frank was consuming over 4,000 milligrams of sodium daily, almost double the recommended amount. His blood pressure was so high, he was at immediate risk of stroke. The good news is that low-sodium versions of many soups exist, and making your own soup is easier than you think. Fresh vegetables, herbs, and spices can create incredibly flavorful soups without the dangerous sodium levels. Have you checked the sodium content on your favorite canned foods? The numbers might shock you. Your heart will thank you for making the switch to fresher alternatives. Sign number 8. Artificial sweeteners are brain disruptors. The 8th food slowly harming people over 60 is artificial sweeteners. You might think you're doing yourself a favor by choosing diet sodas and sugar-free products. But these chemical sweeteners can be particularly harmful for aging brains. Use of the artificial sweetener, aspartame, has been linked to neurological and behavioral disturbances in sensitive individuals. After 60, your brain becomes more sensitive to chemical compounds, and artificial sweeteners can disrupt normal brain function, affecting memory, mood, and cognitive performance. These fake sugars also confuse your body's natural hunger and satiety signals. Your brain expects calories when it tastes sweetness, and when those calories don't arrive, it triggers cravings that can lead to overeating later. Patricia, a 66-year-old who switched to diet everything to lose weight, started experiencing memory problems and mood swings. She couldn't concentrate, felt irritable, and worried she was developing dementia. When she eliminated all artificial sweeteners from her diet and used small amounts of natural sweeteners instead, her mental clarity returned within weeks. Your brain needs real nutrition, not chemical substitutes. If you need sweetness, small amounts of natural options like stevia, monk fruit, or even a little honey or maple syrup are much better choices than artificial chemicals. Think about this. If you wouldn't put cleaning chemicals in your body, why would you put artificial chemicals designed to trick your taste buds? Sign number 9. Refined breakfast cereals are sugar disguises. The 9th food that's slowly killing people over 60 is most breakfast cereals. Even the ones marketed as healthy are often loaded with sugar and stripped of real nutrition. Many cereals contain more sugar per serving than a donut. That morning bowl of cereal is starting your day with a massive sugar spike that sets you up for energy crashes, cravings, and inflammation all day long. After 60, these blood sugar swings are particularly damaging because your body's ability to regulate glucose becomes less efficient. The fiber that's been removed during processing is exactly what your aging digestive system needs most. Without fiber, these refined grains race through your system, spiking blood sugar and providing almost no nutritional value. David, a 71-year-old diabetic, couldn't understand why his morning blood sugar readings were so high. He was eating what he thought was a healthy breakfast, whole grain cereal with skim milk. But his healthy cereal contained 12 grams of sugar per serving, and he was eating double portions. When he switched to steel-cut oats with fresh berries, his morning blood sugar levels stabilized, and he felt energetic all morning instead of crashing by 10 a.m. Real whole grains like oats, quinoa, or even eggs provide sustained energy without the sugar roller coaster. Your body will feel the difference in energy and mental clarity. Ask yourself, are you starting your day with nutrition or with sugar disguised as health food? Sign number 10. Frozen dinners are chemical cocktails. The 10th food slowly destroying your health is frozen dinners. These convenient meals might save you time, but they're costing you years of your life. Frozen dinners are the perfect storm of everything harmful for people over 60. Excessive sodium, preservatives, artificial flavors, and processed ingredients your body doesn't recognize as food. Processed foods, such as frozen foods, snack foods, salad dressings, and lunch meats, are major sources of hidden sodium that can be particularly dangerous for seniors. A single frozen dinner can contain 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams of sodium, plus dozens of chemical preservatives and additives. Your aging liver and kidneys have to work overtime to process these foreign compounds, and much of the chemical residue simply accumulates in your system over time. Betty, a 70-year-old widow, lived on frozen dinners for convenience. She thought she was eating balanced meals because the packages showed pictures of vegetables and lean protein. But she developed severe water retention. Her blood pressure skyrocketed, and she felt constantly fatigued. Her doctor discovered her sodium intake was 3 times the recommended amount. When Betty started preparing simple fresh meals, even just grilled chicken with steamed vegetables, her energy returned and her swelling disappeared. The truth is, preparing fresh food doesn't have to be complicated. Simple combinations of protein, vegetables, and healthy fats can be prepared quickly and taste infinitely better than processed alternatives. Your body deserves real food, not chemical approximations of nutrition. If you're committed to making healthier choices, comment the number 3 below. Let me know you're taking action to protect your health. Sign number 11, energy and sports drinks are heart hazards. The 11th food that can be dangerous for people over 60 is energy drinks and sports drinks. You might think these are just for young athletes, but many seniors drink them thinking they'll boost energy or replace electrolytes. These drinks are loaded with caffeine, sugar, and synthetic compounds that can be dangerous for aging hearts. The same person paid by Big Sugar to downplay the risks of sugar was paid by Big Meat to downplay the risks of meat. The beverage industry has spent millions convincing us that these drinks are beneficial. But for people over 60, they can trigger dangerous heart rhythms and blood pressure spikes. The caffeine content in energy drinks can be equivalent to 4 to 5 cups of coffee consumed at once. Your aging cardiovascular system may not be able to handle these sudden stimulant surges, potentially triggering arrhythmias, anxiety, or even heart attacks. George, a 68-year-old who started drinking energy drinks to combat afternoon fatigue, ended up in the emergency room with heart palpitations and chest pain. The combination of caffeine, taurine, and other stimulants had overwhelmed his system. After eliminating energy drinks and addressing the root causes of his fatigue through better nutrition and sleep, he felt more energetic naturally. Real energy comes from balanced nutrition, adequate sleep, and regular activity, not from synthetic stimulants that stress your system. If you're feeling fatigued, your body is telling you something important about your health that deserves investigation, not masking. Natural sources of energy, like green tea, fresh fruit, or a short walk, will give you sustainable vitality without the dangerous side effects. Sign number 12. Restaurant and fast food are toxic overloads. The 12th and final food that's slowly killing people over 60 is restaurant and fast food. This isn't about being antisocial or never eating out again. It's about understanding that commercial food preparation uses amounts of salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats that can be toxic for aging bodies. Restaurant meals typically contain 2 to 3 times the sodium, calories, and unhealthy fats that the same meal would contain if you prepared it at home. Fast food is even worse, with some meals containing an entire day's worth of sodium in a single serving. The oils used for cooking in most restaurants are inflammatory vegetable oils heated to high temperatures repeatedly, creating compounds that damage your arteries and promote inflammation throughout your body. The portion sizes are designed for profit, not health, often containing enough calories for an entire day in one meal. Margaret, a social 72-year-old, ate out with friends 4 to 5 times per week. She gained weight gradually, her cholesterol climbed, and she developed high blood pressure. Her doctor suggested she tracked her restaurant meals, and she was shocked to discover she was consuming over 5,000 milligrams of sodium on restaurant days, more than double the safe amount. When she started suggesting healthier restaurants and cooking more meals at home, her health markers improved dramatically. This doesn't mean you can never eat out, but it means making informed choices. Look for restaurants that offer lighter options, ask for dressings and sauces on the side, and consider sharing entrees or taking half home. Your health is too precious to leave in the hands of commercial food operations whose primary goal is profit, not your well-being. The path forward, your health is your choice. Now you know the 12 foods that are slowly stealing years from your life, but knowledge without action is useless. The good news is that every single one of these dangerous foods has healthy, delicious alternatives. Instead of processed deli meat, choose fresh grilled chicken or fish. Instead of white bread, enjoy hearty whole grains. Instead of sugary drinks, discover the refreshing taste of water with fresh fruit. Instead of fried foods, explore the incredible flavors you can create with baking, grilling, and steaming. The truth is, real food tastes better than processed food. Once your taste buds recover from the artificial flavor overload, within weeks of eating clean, natural foods, you'll wonder how you ever enjoyed those chemical-laden alternatives. Your body after 60 is still capable of incredible health and vitality, but it needs your help. It needs real nutrition, not food-like products designed for shelf stability and profit margins. Think about Joe, who lowered his blood pressure by eliminating processed meats. Remember Sarah, who regained her energy by avoiding refined carbs. Consider Frank, whose blood pressure normalized when he stopped eating high-sodium canned soups. These aren't miracle stories. They're the natural result of giving your body what it actually needs. Instead of what the food industry wants to sell you, here's what I want you to do right now. Look in your kitchen and identify just one of these killer foods. Not all of them, just one. Replace that one food with a healthy alternative this week. Notice how you feel, then tackle the next one. Small changes compound into life-changing results. The difference between someone who's vibrant and healthy at 80 versus someone who's sick and struggling often comes down to the daily choices made after 60. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Every meal is an opportunity to either nourish your body or damage it. The choice is always yours. If this video opened your eyes to hidden health dangers, please hit that like button and share it with someone you care about. Subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss life-saving health information. Comment below with one food you're committed to eliminating this week. I'll be reading every comment and cheering you on. Your health journey matters, and I'm honored to be part of it. Remember, age is just a number, but the quality of your years depends on the quality of your choices. You have the power to add healthy, vibrant years to your life, starting with your very next meal. Thank you for watching, and here's to your healthiest years ahead.